you amazing YouTube people, and happy Booktober! My name is Kay, and today on the first Tuesday of Booktober, I really want to share with you guys the journey that I was on last week because I accidentally stumbled upon new adult books. Yes! And this is the first beauty I read, which is The Edge of Never by J.A. Redmerski. I picked this book up because I saw this little yellow thing here that says self-published 250,000 sold, and I'm like, wow, this has got to be good. So I picked it up and read it last week. Now it depends on if you like new adult or not, but yay or boo, I'm gonna do a review now. Let's get into the hardest part of this video, which is a 10-second summary. I have no idea why I do this to myself, but once again I have to summarize a 500-page book, which is insane. So let me just try, okay? 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Cameron has had a shitty life and she decides to take a bus to nowhere to find herself, and Andrew is going to visit his dying dad, and they meet up on the bus and decide they don't want to live as expected of them. That probably was 10 seconds. I'm pretty sure it was. Anyways, I'm pretty sure that was a 10-second summary. Of course, there is so much more to this book, but you get the idea. Now, let's talk about the 3 things I really liked about this book. I have to start out with the fact that I love how this author writes, in a sense that she does write a bunch of different genres, and you can really see it in this book because she describes the cutest romance scenes and funniest romance scenes ever, and then she describes a very well portrayed bar fight. So yeah, this book has action, romance, drama, a lot, I repeat, a lot of sexy time, and they are all very well written. So that is the first thing I really liked about this book. The second thing I have to say is that I love that it is from the point of view of Cameron and Andrew, so we get the guys and the girls' perspective, and it's just flowing through. Like, at some point in the story, Cameron talks about it, then Andrew, there really isn't any logic to it. But it's very interesting to read it from the guys and girls' perspective because a lot of the things we think the same, and that is simply cute to read. And the last thing I really loved about this book, I am a sucker for quick reads. I mean, yes, it is 500 pages and it is, I mean, like tight reading, but it is such a page turner that I just literally went through it in 2 days. So yeah, that is the third thing I really loved about it, that it is so interesting that you don't want to put it down and you really get through it really quickly. So let us talk about the issues I have with this book. The 3 things I did not like about it. A lot of book reviewers have really demolished this book with negative comments. I actually have only a couple of things that I did not like. The first thing is that I did not cry, which is weird because there are so many sad storylines here that I should have been crying because I'm a crybaby. And I was trying to figure out why I wasn't crying, and I came up with 2 possible reasons. First of all, the thing may have been that there was just too much going on, too many sad stories, and I was like, well, shit happens, which really isn't like me, but this book brought it out of me. And the second reason, or second possibility why I wasn't crying, is maybe because the characters themselves are really strong, and it kind of rubbed off on me, like, this isn't something worth crying over. Maybe, yeah. Anyways, that was the one thing I didn't like. I really couldn't cry over the situations, and I should have been crying. And the second thing I didn't like about this book, but this is actually a really personal preference. I mean, the amount of foul language and sex in this book is astonishing. I really wasn't prepared for it. Probably when you pick it up as a new adult book, then you're prepared for it, but it starts out with just such a cute romance story, and then it turns. So yeah, that was probably the second thing I didn't like about it, but I did read it and I really think it was well written. Since it's just not my cup of tea, I probably wouldn't read it again. But all in all, it was good. And that was all of it. I mean, there is not a third thing I did not like in this book, so done with the segment, yes. And it is time to conclude this video and say goodbye to you guys. But before that, I'm gonna give you my favorite quote and the score for this book. And my favorite quote is, dum, da, dum, everyone is delusional about how love works and what love feels like. It's the majority of the adult population. Kind of sounds right, doesn't it? The second thing I had to do was give it a score, and I have to say that I will give this book 4 stars out of 5 stars, because although Sexy Time is not my cup of tea, it really was a good book. And if you like new adult books, I definitely recommend you read it. If you're not into Sexy Time, then probably you should not pick it up. Anyways, if you like the video, please do give it a thumbs up so I know that you like it. And if you have read The Edge of Always, then let me know if I should read it. And yeah, subscribe, because it is Booktober and I'm gonna be doing a lot of book reviews in the magical month of October. So see you later, guys! Hello! Hello! Hello again! That was never gonna work. And they meet up together and they start living together, and that is wrong! Yeah!